All right, this is Catherine Burton, and I'm doing a hands-on lab, which is our science interactives lab for chemistry 111. This is a determination of the concentration percent by mass of acetic acid in vinegar. It's almost the identical experiment that we do in person, and this is the setup. Our burette is a syringe. It's upside down. It's got a little valve on it, or equivalent of a stopcock. It's just kind of held in between the books. Up here, I have my iPad, which has the experiment and all the procedures, so I can keep track of what we're doing. To do the experiment, I have rinsed the burette out with sodium hydroxide, so it is ready to go. I just need to put in, I've deionized down sodium hydroxide, so now I need to get everything ready to do my experiment. In my container, the requirements are 5 milliliters of vinegar. You have to provide the vinegar from home. I have a graduated cylinder, which I'm going to use here, and I'm going to measure out 5 mils. Just as we would in the lab space, we do this experiment 3 times. It says to add a little bit of deionized water to that as well. So I bought some deionized water. Again, that's one of the things they have to purchase aside from the kit. And I'm going to add about 5 mils of that as well, just so it stirs better. I'm then going to take one of the provided pipettes here, and I'm going to add a couple of drops of phenolphthalein. So there's enough phenolphthalein for the experiment and then some, so it should be good. And I'm putting a couple drops, so. Two gives me 2 drops of phenolphthalein. And then I'm going to take here, I'm going to give it a good swirl and prep my burette. To prep my burette, I'm going to fill with sodium hydroxide. It's in a dropper form. It's 0.5 molar. And I'm just going to take, and I'm going to add some here. And what we're going to do when we've added some is we're going to read the volume, and we're going to take and do the titration just as if we would do it in a regular lab. I'm filling to about 5 milliliters, and that should be sufficient. It is 0.5 molar, which is a little bit more concentrated than we tend to use in the lab, but it will totally work. And we would titrate the same as you would anything else. I need to make certain that the tip of my burette here has sodium hydroxide in it, so I'm going to drip a little bit through. They tell us to do that in the lab. Good technique. I'm going to refill here till I'm at 5, so that the bottom of the meniscus is right on the 5, just to make it a bit easier to read. Again, just dripping it in. The lab provides goggles and everything else you need to do this experiment. So I've got 5 mils in there and I'm ready to go. All right, to do this, I'm going to add and swirl just like I would with a normal experiment. So take, and with my little burette, using the stopcock just the way I would if I was in the lab, I'm just going to take and I'm going to add a drop, and I'm going to give it a swirl, and I'm just going to keep doing this until we get the faint pink color. Again, identical procedure as if we were in the lab. And as you do in the lab, we tend to take and put it on a very slow stream, which I have little drops coming out, and I'm swirling as I go. I would tend to do this with an Erlenmeyer flask in the lab rather than a beaker, but that will totally work. And I'm just going to keep doing this until it goes to the faint pink shade of a completed phenolphthalein titration. And I've titrated to a pale pink endpoint. At this point, we would follow the instructions in the lab manual. The lab manual says to pour the vinegar or the titrated mixture down the sink with lots of water. Any sodium hydroxide that is left in the burette is going to also be poured down the sink with lots of water. In terms of basic safety procedures, the students know to work in a space that's clean, that they have their basic safety equipment nearby. So in this case, we make sure we have our baking soda in case there's any spill of acids and bases. We have our spill containment, which is our paper towel. Try to work as far close as we can next to a sink so that if in case there's any splashes. And the other thing is that this is the view that I will be getting as a teacher. The students will have their cameras pointed or focused at the experiment, and we will be discussing this experiment as they work through it. So science interactives or hands-on labs, pretty much identical to what we do in person.